Hello everyone. Good evening. My name is Omkar Joshi, and I'm instructor for computational thinking.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. And I will be conducting this revision session for quiz 2. And I believe there was already one revision session which was conducted on Monday. The
Yes,
last
sir.
Monday, that was on 7th. And during that session, I think Rahul already revised weeks 5 and 6. That's based on list and dictionary. So today we'll revise week 7 and 8. I mean, majorly we'll do some few slides. I will just present and explain how the graphs work. I mean, how the graph is represented in the matrix, the dictionary, and so on. So general overview of graphs, and then we'll open it up for questions. So if you have any doubts, please keep your hands raised virtually over here. So I'll come to you. But let me begin the session with that overview of graphs, and then I will come to your specific questions. All right. So yeah, I saw somebody have already posted that I should discuss some quiz to mock question number 13, 14, 15. So Animesh, the solution is already available on portal. So it will be nice if you have a look at that first before asking over here like this. Okay. And if you still have a doubt, you can raise your hand and we can have a discussion on any specific doubt or any specific place where you're struggling. All right. So with
Sir,
that, let me.
hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah, Shashi.
can you recap week 5 and week 6?
So week 5 and week 6 is already revised in the previous revision session. It's already available on YouTube. You can go there and watch it. All right. There is no point repeating same thing again and again. So you should refer that particular live session, which was conducted on Monday, 7th March. Okay. So please refer to that session.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. If you have any specific question, I don't mind answering them, but I will not do a recap of those weeks in this session. All right. So let me start with this very small presentation. Very few slides are there, nothing much, but I think help you all understanding how actually graph works. Okay. So let me begin with the the content. So let me start. Let's take this one example. As you can see, there are 5 nodes. It's a directed graph, and every edge has a label. So it's an edge labeled directed graph. I believe, I hope you all understand these terms.
Yes,
Edges,
sir.
directions, and labels. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
But his voice is low, I think.
No, sir.
Is it?
It's okay.
Yeah. So I think it's some problem might be on your end. Maybe check your one. Okay. Yeah. So how to now the first step is converting this graph, pictorial version of graph into a matrix. Okay. Which is, I believe, should be easy. Most of you would know this, that we usually read it like row.
Can you increase your volumes slightly?
Yeah, ma'am. I mean, it's already high. I don't think there is any issue on my end. Maybe can you check it on your side? Yeah.
Volume is quite okay. Please continue. Yeah, volume.
Yeah,
okay.
Guys, now let me continue. Please don't interrupt, so that let's not break the flow. All right. So as I was talking, we always start with row followed by column. So for example, if we are looking for this age which goes from 4 to 3, then we will look for 4 in this particular column, which this 4 represents row here, and then this 3 represents column where we find this entry 3, which is this age from 4 to 3. Likewise, we have put we have put all these edges into this matrix, and if there is no edge, then we put simply zeros over there. That's the standard representation of a graph into a matrix. So far, this is clear. I mean, this is very easy. Now the difficult task is to how to store this particular table using some data structure which we have already studied in computational thinking. And as you know, we have used dictionary to store a graph or this matrix. I mean, it's same thing, right? This graph or a matrix, it's a one and same. So the thing is, I'm talking now, I want to convert this particular matrix, this particular tabular structure into a dictionary. Now, as you see, it's a two-dimensional structure, right? So it has to be a dictionary of dictionaries. Now, let's see how to construct that. It's already been explained, but this, visualization using slides sometimes helps, visualize that when you actually read the pseudocode. Pseudocodes you have seen enough, so I want to do something different. So let me start with that. All right. So if you look at this particular, I have created one variable called matrix, as this is a curly brace. So it's a dictionary. Inside that there is a first level. There is a key which is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 keys at first level of dictionary. It's a nested dictionary, right? But at first level we have 4 keys: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 keys represent these 4 rows: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So these rows are represented by first level keys. Now, after that, you know that for each row 0, there are 5 columns, right? 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, and 0, 4. In order to represent that, for each key 0, which is each row 0, we have created another dictionary, right? And in that dictionary, we have put this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 as keys, and against that this 0, 3, 0, 0, 8 as values. That is how we represent this particular matrix in a dictionary format, right? So this 0, 0 represents this particular entry. I mean, this 0 as a column and this value. Now, for example, if you have this 4 and 8, it will come like this. So ultimately, if you want to access this particular age, how you will access it? Matrix of 0 of 4. That will give you this 8. Matrix 0, 4. Now, if you see here, matrix or the just graph 0, 4. That's your 8 over here. And that is how that create matrix procedure you must have seen in almost every pseudocode is used in this particular fashion. So if you want to access any particular age, this is how you will access it. 0, 1 will give you this 3, 0, 4 will give you 8, and so on. The rest all are zeros. Right? So this is list of ages, and this is the matrix representation. All right. Before moving to next part, is there any confusion so far in this slide?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right.
It's clear.
Everybody's yes.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, it is clear.
It's
Sir,
clear.
how do we represent this in matrix, sir, like edge labeled graph?
See, that is what, whenever in our pseudocode, whenever we say we have created a matrix, right? We say create matrix, correct? There is a procedure called create matrix. We pass 2 parameters n comma n, which will create a matrix of size n by n, correct?
Yes, sir.
And whenever we say that, ultimately, I mean, we call it a matrix, but there is no data structure called matrix. We never studied anything called matrix in computational thinking or in any other programming language. There isn't anything called as matrix as such. Okay. So internally, what we are doing, whenever we create matrix, actually we are creating dictionary of dictionaries. This is what we are creating. When we say we created a matrix, we are not actually creating a matrix. We are creating this structure, which is a dictionary of dictionaries. And that is why matrix of ij, matrix of ij or ik, and all those references are possible, because we actually created a dictionary of dictionaries, right? If we visually say, right, ij for value 1, 2, it will be 1. How this 2 square brackets are allowed? This is allowed only if it's a dictionary of dictionaries. This is a standard syntax for dictionary, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Is there any more difference between graphs and matrices other than just visuals?
No, there isn't any difference. Actually, see, these 3, right? Let me go back one step. Okay, these 3 are 3 different representations of same thing. Okay, This is a pictorial representation. This is a representation in a tabular structure, and this is a representation which a programming language understands. Okay, so
Okay,
all
sir.
these three things represent exactly same thing, which is a graph. Only thing is the way it is represented is different.
Sir,
Yeah.
it is a directed matrix.
See, graph is directed. You should
Yes,
not say matrix is directed. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The matrix
the
represents a directed graph. And
If
that
it is
is something you can easily find out, right? If the matrix is symmetric, then it's undirected graph. And if my matrix is it's not symmetric, then it's directed graph, right? Like for example, 0, 1. 0, 1 is 3. But 1, 1, 0 is 0, right? This is not a symmetric matrix. That means it's a directed graph. That is something you can easily find out just by observing what values are there on the upper triangular matrix and the lower triangular matrix. If they are symmetric, it's a directed graph. Otherwise, it's a undirected graph. I hope that's clear.
Sir, these values 3, 4, 8, all these are basically have we named the nodes?
Yes, see, 0 to 4 are the node names, right?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
Correct. Somebody asked just your doubt. Can you mention your name so that I will know who I'm talking to?
yeah, Nishant.
Yeah, Nishan. So as you're asking, right, over here we have 4 nodes. But
Yes.
whenever we are trying to find connections between them, we have to find we will require those nodes on 2 different axes, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this 0 to 4 simply represents the nodes. If you have, let's say, A, B, C, D, E, then you will have A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E. That's how it will go. And in the dictionary, then your keys, this key, right, this 0, 1, or even these inner keys, those also have to be changed to ABCD, right?
No, the value on these nodes, they represent, basically they are representing the node, right?
Which values you're saying?
Sir, these values that are written at the top of each node.
This one you're saying?
Yes.
This is not a node value. This is an age value. For example, maybe I'll explain you this age label thing with quickly with small example. Okay, let's say there is a city named 0, there is another city named 1, and the distance between 0 and 1 is, let's say, 3.
It's kind of weightage of age.
Yeah, it's a weight of particular age, and it can represent anything, maybe a distance or a time taken, or maybe a cost to travel, something like that. All right, Nishan, is that clear?
Or sir, or just like the route name also.
Train number. Once it
Yeah,
is
just like
your-
train number, correct. Just like train number. There is a station, let's say here we have Chennai and here we have, let's say, Delhi. A train goes from Chennai to Delhi, and if it will have some train number, we'll put that train number across the age. And if there are multiple trains, maybe we can create a list of those train numbers, and we'll put that list as the value for that particular age. So it depends on the application, that what that value represents for that particular age, right? That we should know. That for that we should know the context behind the graph. The graph represents exactly what. Is it a train routes, or maybe some maybe?
Also, authors write a number of books. Two
Correct.
authors write.
Correct. So author 0 and 1, right? But then it will be an undirected graph, right? If 0 and 1 have written 3 books together,
Yes.
then there
Yes.
won't be an arrow. It will be an undirected graph where 0, 1 will have 3. Correct. Or maybe we can say something like this. 0, a student 0 got more marks in 3 subjects than 1.
Yes.
Right? So 0 can, help student 1 in 3 subjects. That is another way. So every time context is important. Now this graph just now I spoke is with respect to scores data set. Earlier somebody else gave an example which is related to that library data set. Before that we talked about example from train data set and so on. So doesn't matter that what context is, graph will have some value for that age, will that will represent various things as we go on with different data sets or different applications.
Sir?
Yeah.
Only,
Sir?
only
Sir?
matrix nested dictionary can be represented as matrix or simple dictionary can be.
No, how can you use a simple dictionary to represent a matrix? It's a two-dimensional structure, right? If it's a two-dimensional structure, you will require a nested dictionary. Otherwise, how will you store this entire table?
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, you can see with a single dictionary, you can at maximum you can store one row or one column.
Yeah.
Right? With you pick any random column or any random row that you can represent using a single dictionary. But we have multiple rows and multiple columns, so you will need a nested dictionary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
If there are 3 nested dictionaries, how will be the graph in the matrix?
Okay, if 3 nested dictionaries will be required only when this single sale what you have over here, right? It itself required some more filled inside. I mean, to be honest, we have not taken even a single example where 3 nested dictionaries are required with respect to graph. Okay, with respect to graph, we might have 3 nested loops, but that doesn't mean, or maybe even 4 nested loops are there in few pseudocodes. But even in that case, we do not have dictionary as a sale value. At max, we have only used list as a sale value. Instead of
we
these
are using
3,
matrix, no, sir?
yeah, we are using matrix, but it is, see, this is the matrix only. That's what I'm saying. Even though when we say matrix, it's actually nested dictionary, nothing
We are
else.
using if for I, for J, for K,
Correct.
for even L.
Correct. But see, that is what I'm telling you. Even when we are doing that, we do not have third 3-dimensional matrix. We do not have that. Even there is even a single question where 3-dimensional matrix is used. Matrix is only 2-dimensional. That's what we have used.
Yes.
Only thing is we might have iterated over that matrix in multiple ways. That is why 4 loops are there. But that doesn't mean that the matrix is 4-dimensional. Don't treat it like that.
Okay, whenever we are doing that iteration at any cost, we are going with the two dimension only, right?
Yes,
We are not going for any
exactly.
more than, yeah.
Exactly. See, for example, I am trying to find right now as you look at this particular graph. Okay, I am trying to find a path from 0 to 2. As you can see, there is no direct edge. But with one hop, I can go to 2, 0 to 1, 1 to 2. Right? Visually, just by looking at that graph, anybody can tell, okay, there is a way to go from 0 to 2 via 1. But what if I do not give you this particular graph and only this table or this matrix is given to you? Then what you will do? You have to iterate over this row 2. Right? You have to iterate over this row 2. So your I becomes 0. Your I becomes 0. Now you have to find all the edges which are going from 0. So we have to iterate over all these columns. J will be 0, J1, J2, J3, J4. So your J will range from 0 to 4. Right? So your first outer loop starts, outer loop, I mean, in this case, we have fixed 0. But what if I am finding, I mean, I'm supposed to do it for all ages. Then even I will vary from 0 to 4, J will vary from 0 to 4. But that's not sufficient here. Because I have to find, I mean, J is fixed, right? I know I want to find a connection from 0 to 2. So my I is 0 and J is 2. I have to find some K in between. Just by looking at that graph, I know the K value is will be 1, right? But we do not have this particular luxury of a pictorial version of graph. In pseudocode, you will require K in that case. What you will do? You will check age from I to K. I is 0 and k is some intermediate value. Now for I 0, there are two edges, 0, 1 and 0, 4. So now your k becomes, k will be either 1 or 4. Right? Your k is either 1 or 4. Now you have to find edge from k to j. Now what is your k? K can be either 1 or 4 because for 0 there are only two edges. So your k becomes now 1. What we are, your j is 2. So you should find whether 1, 2 is the edge. Yes. Now 1, 2 is the edge. So we found edge from 0 to 1 and then from 1 to 2. That means 1 and 2 are connected via 1. So your I
That's
was,
when you make 1 as k.
yes, correct. So in this case, we had 3 loops, right? One for I variable, one for j variable, other one was for k variable, correct?
I don't get how to choose k.
See, how to choose k? For you have to start from 0 and you have to find all the outgoing edges for 0. There are two different outgoing edges for 0. One is from 0 to 1, other one is from 0 to k. So there are only two possible values for k, either 1 or 4. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Excuse me, sir.
yeah.
So I have a doubt in a pseudocode. So how do we how to make pseudocode for this?
Yeah, I'll come to that. I will come to it. Come to that. I mean, with this, I will
Hello, sir.
slowly move to pseudocode from here.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I
Hello,
was
sir.
explaining, right? There are two different
Sometimes,
yeah.
sometimes a third nested loop. Sometimes there are written a row or sometimes columns. So when we are writing only for columns or only for row, column, not a column, only for row, that will give same answer. Third nested dictionary you're talking about.
Yeah. So that is what I'm saying. Third nested dictionary doesn't exist anywhere. We are still iterating over same table, but in order to access multiple things, we might require multiple iterations, multiple loops. That is what is happening. But even in that case, we are iterating over same two-dimensional structure.
Okay.
We do not have three-dimensional structure anywhere in computational thinking. You might
That
see
is
even 4 loops. You might see even 4 loops, but still we are iterating over two-dimensional structure.
Yes.
The multiple way from 0 to 1, from 1 to
yeah, there are multiple loops going from
2 to 4.
Yeah, multiple loops going from 0 to some number, from some or maybe some in between number to some other number. That is happening, but it is still we are still iterating over two-dimensional matrix.
That's how hops work. From
Yes,
0
that is
to
how
3,
hops
if I
work.
want, 1 will be one stop, 2 will be one.
Now listen to this. Okay, matrix of 0, 4 will give you 8. Have you ever seen where you have used matrix of 0, of 4, of maybe let's say another 3? Have you ever seen 3 square brackets immediately one after the other? No, right?
No, sir.
Right? That is not happening because we are dealing only with two-dimensional matrix.
Yes, sir.
If we are dealing with three-dimensional matrix, you will see third bracket over here with some value in between. That is not happening just because we are not dealing with three-dimensional matrix. It's a two-dimensional matrix, but we might have multiple loops parallelly working on that two-dimensional matrix. That is why you see 2 loops, 3 loops, or even 4 loops in some cases. But don't misunderstand that with three-dimensional or four-dimensional matrix. It is always going to be two-dimensional matrix.
So then,
in the
dictionary may have only one dictionary inside, sir.
Yeah, there is one dictionary, and each for
There can't
inside
be
there are
another.
multiple dictionaries.
Only one nested dictionary or more than one?
There is one level of nesting. Okay, the outer level is this, and then there is this inner level. So for each key, there is one dictionary. So this key 0 will have this entire dictionary. 0, 1, this key 1 will have this entire dictionary. So there are 2 levels of dictionaries.
Thank you.
So inner keys can be different from outer keys.
Okay, see, with respect to dictionaries, it is correct. It is possible to values. But with respect to matrix or with respect to graph or this matrix, how it's possible? Your column names and row names will always be same, right?
Okay. Okay.
They cannot vary, right?
So we need to keep it same. always.
Yes, that is why we always create a matrix of n by n comma n, right?
Yeah.
And we iterate from 0 to n minus 1.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Anything else in this? Can we move?
Yeah, yeah. Only one thing here. My understanding, you are iterating like row, column, row, right?
Correct. Yes, row column, row followed by column.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it other way around also, but that's the natural way to look at it, right? And even most of the books or most of the places you will see row followed by column. There is nothing
Is it
wrong in doing it other way around, but in the computational thinking course, we are following that standard practice, row followed by column.
okay? So one thing is that if I'm doing that two iterations, say for example, row and column, and what is it make any difference on any cost, any in any data set we have that in case of column and row and data wise, or it
Data-wise,
will be all the same?
yeah, simply iterating upon will not make any change unless and until you change some value by yourself. Just by going through it will not make any change, right? You're simply looking what value is there. Unless you assign some value it and modify it, it will not change.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Sir,
So
I had a doubt.
yes, go on.
So can you explain what is a lower triangular matrix and an upper triangular matrix?
Okay, sure. So
Sir,
look at this. Yes.
In degree or out degree?
Yeah, that's okay. I will let me first finish this. I will then come to in degree, out degree. Okay. So Nishant, can you see this principal matrix? Virtually this diagonal 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Yes, sir.
Right. So that particular diagonal is called principal diagonal. Okay. So if I cut this particular matrix at this principal diagonal, there will be a triangle which is above this diagonal.
Yes, sir.
And then there will be a triangle which is below that this particular principal diagonal. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So that is the upper half is called upper triangle, and this is the lower triangle. So can you imagine this 3008, 140, 00, and 0? It's a triangle, right?
Okay, sir. Got it.
That's the upper triangle, and the bottom triangle is this 0, 00, 702, this 0003, this triangle. Right?
Got it.
If they are symmetric, as in if they have same value, consider this principal diagonal, right? This particular principal diagonal as a mirror. Okay, consider it as a mirror. And if you find a mirror image of those two triangles which I just spoke of, if they are identical, if they are symmetric, if they form a mirror image, then it's a undirected graph. Okay, that means this principal diagonal, this is 3, if this is also 3, both these are 3, 3, then it's a undirected graph. But right now 3 and 0, there are two different values. That means it's a directed graph.
Got it, sir.
Sir?
Yeah.
Or we can say bidirectional, right?
Yes, I mean, undirected and bidirectional is same thing, right?
Yeah.
There is a way to go from any end to any end, right? That's what it means. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Somebody asked, Surya, right? You ask about in degree and out degree.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So consider this particular vertex 1. Okay. How many outgoing edges are there?
Nodes, na sir?
No, edges. Outgoing edges for node 1. This is node.
Achha, two,
right?
Yes, sir.
1 to 3, and this 1 to 2, right? So
Yes,
out degree for node 1 is 2.
But sir, in question में कैसे पहचानते हैं?
Okay. So let's figure out how to find the out degree of vertex 1. Okay. Out degree of vertex 1, you simply have to iterate over this particular row 1. And wherever you see a value which is non-zero, that's your out degree. How many there non-zero values are there?
Okay, okay, 2.
That's your out degree.
Okay, sir.
Now,
okay,
how
okay.
to find in degree? Iterate over column 1.
Okay.
How many non-zero values? Only 1. Which is this 3. That's your in degree.
So,
okay.
What did you say about the out degree?
For out degree, you have to iterate over that particular row. For example, I want to find, let's say, out degree of 3, vertex 3. So I will iterate over this particular row 3. How many non-zero values are there?
2.
2. That means out degree of node 3 is 2. Is it clear?
Okay, got it, sir.
And then if you iterate over column 3, you will get in degree of 3.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you. I'm
Got
thinking
it.
out degree is 9. It's only 2. Out degree of 3.
Sorry, out degree?
I'm thinking it as out degree of 3 is 2. 9. 7 plus 2.
No. That's not out degree. You are adding the age values together. That doesn't have any meaning. Out degree is number of ages going out. And in degree is number of ages coming in. It doesn't have anything related to the weightages of the ages. That has nothing to do with this.
That number is the labeled
Correct.
value.
What if I have a graph which doesn't have any values on their ages? It's a directed graph, but ages are not labeled. Then what? Still you can find in degree and out degree, because
Yes,
in degree and out degree has nothing to do with labels on the edges.
Got it, sir.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you. Could you please brief acyclic and cyclic also? Acyclic and cyclic one.
Okay. So if yeah.
नहीं बता ली.
Okay. So the thing is, if a graph has a cycle, then it's called cyclic graph. Now, if you see 0 to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 0, it forms a cycle here, right? You can keep going and going, and again, it's a infinite loop, never ending thing. 0, 4, 3, 0, 4, 3, 0, 4, 3. That's a cycle. So this graph becomes a cyclic graph. No need to have an entire graph being a cycle. Even though there exists some cycle, it is sufficient to call it a cyclic graph.
Sir, is 0, 1, 3 for a graph?
Sorry?
Sir, 0, 1, 3, and 4. Is that a graph?
0, 1, 3, 4. There is no age from 3 to 4, right?
Yeah, it should be like arrow matrix.
Sorry? Dharmik, your voice is breaking a bit.
Got it, sir. Got it.
Okay, so if there is any cycle like this, 0, 1, 3, 0, 0, 1, 3, 0, another cycle. So if there is any such cycle, the graph is referred as cyclic graph. And if we do not have even a single,
at least one cycle is enough.
Yes, one cycle is enough to refer it as cyclic graph. And to call a graph acyclic, we should not have even a single cycle.
Undirected graphs are always cyclic, right?
Sorry? Yeah, Divya.
Undirected graphs are always cyclic, right?
Yes, but see, this cyclic or acyclic principle comes into picture only when there are directions.
Directed.
If it's only when there is a directed graph. With undirected graph, there is no meaning of there is no concept of a cyclic or acyclic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, will you please explain the acyclic, because I listened the cyclic, but I didn't listen the acyclic.
It's already there, Sapna. Acyclic is the graph in which cycles are not there. Simple. I mean, it's the opposite of cyclic.
Is it just like 1, 2, 3 in between?
No. The entire graph should not have even a single cycle. You cannot cut out some part and say, okay, this part is acyclic. No. The entire graph should not have even a single cycle. Okay. Then only you can call it acyclic graph.
Got it.
Yeah.
Could you confirm minimum number of nodes required for a cycle? 3, right?
Yeah, minimum is 3. Minimum is 3.
To call as a cycle. With 2 nodes, we won't call it as a cycle.
How to identify?
So this is a cyclic graph. Like we can say that.
This is cyclic graph. There are cycles.
But there is also a cycle.
No, if there is, see, no. Don't look at that way.
In this graph, there are two cyclic.
See, in this graph, is there even a single cycle in this graph? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So if you have at least one cycle, it is termed as cyclic graph.
Okay.
Okay. That's it.
Sir, what is the concept of cliques?
Okay, clique is the concept of clique is every single node has to be connected with each other. Okay, and clique is something you should not again relate with directed graph. Now this is exactly opposite of that. Cyclic and acyclic is related to directed graph, but clique is something which is associated with undirected graph. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Sir,
For undirected
what if-
graph, is there any in or out degree? Is the calculation the same?
What if there is an in degree and out degree then?
Sir, for undirected graphs, also is there in degree and out degree, means like we calculated in this directed graphs. So for undirected,
For undirected graph, we do not have concept of in degree and out degree. There is just degree. Every node has a degree. Okay. Because there is no differentiation between in degree and out. There is no arrow, right? There is no age arrow.
yes, sir.
No age has a direction there. So it's simply degree of a node. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Can we say it is 2, sir?
Sorry?
As it is not having, so each node will have from the either side, there will be a direction.
No, depends, right?
Can we say 2?
Depends on how number of edges for that particular node.
No, every clique or an indirect graph will always have a node will have, it will go and it will come in. So that means it has both.
Not necessary, right? I can have a node which with 1 degree. What if
that will be only directed?
No, even in undirected. There is just imagine this particular graph without these directions. Okay, all these edges are undirected. I add one more edge here. Let's one more node. Let's say 5, and I connect 2 to 5. What is the degree of 5 then?
That will be in degree to the 5.
No, there is no concept of in degree or out degree. If it's undirected, there is simply you count number of edges for that particular node. For 5, there is only 1 edge. So degree of 5 is 1.
Yeah.
Okay. There is no concept of in or out. There are no arrows. So how can you say something is coming in or going out? It is simply connected. That's all.
Sir?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
So I'm audible?
Yeah, Guru, go on.
Sir, can you explain cliques once again? Okay. Can you explain cliques once again? Cliques and
one person at a time, please. If Guru is speaking, please others keep yourself on mute. Yeah, Guru. So clique is a subset of nodes. Okay, subset of nodes of a graph where all nodes are connected with each other with a direct edge.
Sir, okay. Can you once explain in Hindi, please, if you don't mind?
Okay, sure. So ऐसा ग्राफ का सबसेट, ओके, सबसेट एज इन अगर अपने पास 10 नोड्स है तो उसमें से मैं अगर कुछ ऐसे 3-4 नोड निकालता हूँ और वो 3-4 नोड एक दूसरे के साथ डायरेक्ट एज से कनेक्टेड है. ठीक है, अगर ऐसा है तो फिर वो 3-4
कोई हॉप नहीं है बीच में
एक भी हॉप नहीं. All those nodes are connected with each other with direct edge. Then that's
Sir, can you write down an example?
Exactly. So can you draw a graph?
Yeah, sure. See, we are deviating from this. I will come to that. Okay. I mean, I already had a lengthy discussion on clique. Yeah.
So, sir, what is the difference between clique and undirected graph?
I will see clique. Slightly keep it aside. I will come to clique. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Any question related to clique? I will answer immediately after finishing these couple of slides. Okay.
Clique is a data structure. Clique is a data structure.
Clique is a graph. Okay, it's a different type of a graph. See, as I said, please guys, listen. I will come to click. Keep your click related questions. Just keep them on hold for a few more minutes. I will come to that. Okay. I need a specific example in order to explain that, which is not there currently on the screen. So I will come to that. Just keep that on hold. Let's not break the flow of this presentation, which I'm trying to do over here. Okay.
One more request, sir. Small request. Yeah. That's it. Once again, can you explain symmetric matrix once again? Symmetric.
Just now I explained symmetric matrix, right?
Yes. Please once again, sir.
See this. Divide this matrix with this principal diagonal. If entry on the upper triangle and lower triangle are symmetric, as in if there is a mirror image. Simple take example. Okay. Let's say 1 4. No, look, 1 4 is 0. 1 3. 1 3 is 4, right?
Yeah.
Now 1 3 is 4, and if 3 1 is also 4. Now 3 1 is 0.
0. Yeah. Okay.
That means this is 4, this is 0. These two are different values. Yeah. That means it's not symmetric.
Thank you, sir.
It will become symmetric if it holds true for every single value, not just one random value. Okay. Now you will see this 0 3 is 0. Okay, maybe not. That's a bad example, but let's say 0 2 is 0 and 2 0 is also 0. Now you will say, okay, this is 0, this is 0. It's a symmetric. No, that's not how it is considered. In order to be called a matrix symmetric, every cell should match from upper triangle to lower triangle. If they match, for every ij, okay, every ij has to be equal to every ji. Okay,
sir.
Matrix of ij is equal to matrix of ji for all values of ij. Then only it is called as symmetric matrix.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So let me continue with this. Click. I am putting on hold. I will come back to click. Yeah, Ajay.
Sir, how to identify cyclic graph looking into matrix? Only look into matrix, not look in the graph.
Okay, it's not that complicated. It's actually simple. Okay, we'll start from, let's say, 0. What all edges are there for 0? There is a edge to 1 and 4, right?
5. Yes.
No, there are 2 edges. No, for 0 there are only 2 edges.
Oh, yes, 2 edges. It's connected.
Okay. Now you check for all edges for 1.
Okay.
What all edges there are there for 1?
2 and 3.
1, 2 and
for
3.
1,
yes.
we have 2 and these 2, right? 2 and 3.
Yes.
Now consider this 3 edge. How many edges are there for 3?
2.
Which is 0 and 2. Now you referred something as 0, but we already started initially with 0. So you visited something back which was already explored. We went from 0 to 1. We then went from 1 to 3. And then from 3, we came back to 0. You just have to maintain in what way you are exploring the graph. And for that, there is some algorithm which will help you in order to do so, which is there actually in next week, but you might not have seen it. This is something which is this is not actually an algorithm, but this particular thing is a part of one algorithm called depth first search, which is there in week 9. But right now I don't want to touch that because that's out of scope of quiz 2. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, but
okay,
it's not that tough. Just have to maintain in what order you have explored the things. That will help you.
Can you
that is when
again?
You actually require those 3 or 4 loops. So Ajay, so don't worry about that cyclic or acyclic at this point of time. You will not need that for quiz 2. Okay. Trust me, you will not need that. At least the pseudocode part of that cyclic and acyclic you will not require for quiz 2. I know the question paper, so don't worry. You will not need it. Okay. We will come to that when we talk about week 9. It's a very important
concept,
sir.
Thank you, sir.
But we will discuss that in week 9. Yeah. So let me continue with this, say a few more slides, that then I will stop. I don't want to bore you with these boring slides. So this is the pseudocode, which I mean, this is not a big deal, but just if somebody is interested, you must have seen this procedure create matrix being called in every pseudocode of week 7 and 8. You might wonder how actually it is written internally. Then this is the pseudocode for that create matrix. So whenever we call this create matrix, actually this pseudocode executes internally. Okay. So again, this is not that important, but if somebody is interested, then this is how actually it works. All right. You start with I is 0, then I, that is the number of rows, I less than 0. You create those inner dictionaries, and for that each inner dictionary you run that loop and assign value matrix of ij is equal to 0. Sir, and you get that matrix with all zeros inside of size rows by columns, and usually in our case it's n by n. Yeah. Again, it's, as I said, it may not be that relevant, but if somebody is wondering it, it might help you, understand how actually the whole process works. All right. So without spending time on this, because I'll move to next thing. As I was talking about, let's take example and maybe, make it clear even further. If you're trying to create a matrix of size 5 by 5, I mean, consider n to be 5. Then what happens? Initially, with this line, you got this matrix dictionary, which is empty, just when we execute this line. Then what happens? Your I is now initialized to 0. As I is initialized to 0, j is not even yet there in the picture. We are at this particular line number 2. Then we came here. Okay, before that, what we did, matrix of I is equal to empty dictionary. Matrix of I, what is I? I is 0. So matrix of I, we initialize that particular empty dictionary at this particular line. Then your j became 0. So when j became 0, you came here, you said ij is equal to 0. So this is I, this is j equal to 0. ij is equal to 0, right? So this is I, this is second level key, which is j, and the value is 0. All right. Then you keep doing that for all j's which is less than column. So now column value is 5. So j will run from 0 to 4. Right? 0 to 4. Now row 0 is finished. Row 0 finish because this particular loop terminated. Because now it became 4. Next time it becomes 5, and 5 is not less than 5. Please keep yourself on mute. So this inner loop terminated. Now we went back ahead, we incremented I, and we started again from here. So now I is 1. For 1, again same process for j. Similarly for I is equal to 2, I is equal to 3, and I is equal to 4. At the end, this is the matrix which you will get of size 5 by 5, and all the values are, if you see, all are zeros. This is the output which is given to you by create matrix procedure. So whenever we call whenever in any pseudocode you will see create matrix, some value, let's say capital M. M is equal to create matrix in bracket n comma n. So if n is 5, this is what you get as a result. This is what this return matrix will give you. So your capital M will hold this value, this dictionary of dictionaries.
So generally in most questions, we assume that we already know the procedure create matrix and then, right?
Sorry?
In most pseudocodes, we take create matrix pseudocode, procedure as given, as we know.
See, in all the not most, in every pseudocode, you simply have to assume that this particular procedure is there somewhere. This code will not be given to you, but you should also know, right, what is happening in the background.
Right.
That is why I'm explaining you that this is what happens. I mean, this helps you visualize, right? When you read a code, this helps you visualize. That's the only reason behind me explaining all this. All right.
But
So
sir,
with this, yeah.
But sir, you haven't initialized j as in 0.
Yes, it is initialized.
But in the table.
Yeah, in the table, j was initialized to 0. Every time j will be initialized to 0 to 4, it will keep going, right?
I thought it might be in a 5 by 5 matrices.
Yeah,
and
it is
then
5 by 5.
0 will be assigned to all.
No, that is the thing, right? How can you create that 5 by 5 matrix?
I got
you have to fill it row by row, right?
Yeah, I got it. But the way you make the table right here, after that, is it just like the matrices before you, in the previous slide you have shown?
Yeah. See, ultimately, when you represent this thing into a matrix, it will look like what you saw previously. This.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, I mean,
in that place, their all values must be 0, right?
Correct. Absolutely. In this particular matrix, all these values will be zeros.
Yeah.
That is how exactly correct. See, just to represent that, I wanted to fit that in this particular slide, right? So I just progressing it down as, I mean, parallelly matrix is increasing downwards and table is increasing. So it's just a representation. Maybe
got it.
I should use it better way, but yeah, that's what is happening. Nothing else. Well, your understanding is correct.
Yeah,
all
got
right.
it.
So okay. So with that, let me move to a different window where I will try to explain you that click thing which we kept on hold. So
excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a doubt in a week 5 in a lecture doubt. I have a doubt.
Yeah, we'll come to that. Just keep your hands raised. I will answer all your doubts. Okay.
At the end of the revision session.
Yeah, in this session itself.
Okay.
Yeah,
after the revision session, is that be the doubt solving?
There will be, I mean, slowly we will move to doubt solving, from revision to doubt solving. That transition will happen. Okay. Just give me some more time to finish this explanation of click, and there were some discussion. Many students had doubts on click. Let me finish that, then it will be a open session for doubt solving, and we'll go in that same hand raise order and the same thing. All right.
Sure, sir.
Standard thing we will follow. Okay, so let me start by drawing some graph here. I'm doing this with touchpad, so it may not be smooth. Just bear with me. Okay, and let me. Okay, consider this graph. Now, in this particular graph, we have 4 different nodes, A, B, C, D, and there are 4 edges. Now, the question is, click in this graph or not? Okay, and the answer is yes, there is a click. Which is the click? A, B, D. Why A, B, D is a click? D. Why it is a click? Because, see, this is a click because every node in that click is connected to each other with a direct edge. A is connected to B, A is connected to D. B is connected to A and D, and D is connected to A and B. As you can see, all 3 nodes are connected to each other with a direct edge. That is when we call it a click. So this is a subset, right? This is a subgraph. Original graph has 4 nodes, but this subset which I have circled with red, this is a subset of that particular graph, and that subset of a graph forms a click. Now, Anyone have a question on this?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, yeah, Sairaj, one.
Yes, sir. Sir, is a clique only present in undirected graph, or it is also present in directed graph?
With directed graph, it's very complicated and bit advanced stuff. So at this point, just simply consider when we talk about clique, we are talking about undirected graphs. Okay. Do not relate clique concept with directed graph.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Can we say
Anybody else?
can two nodes form?
Sandhya, we already had a lengthy discussion on this, right?
No.
In one of the extra sessions, we all this, but anyway, okay, fine. Two nodes doesn't form a clique. You should not consider two nodes as a clique. In order to form a clique,
we discussed for cycle.
In order to form a clique, we should have at least 3 nodes.
Yes, sir. I was there in the in your previous session, in which we have explained the age between the two nodes.
We spent almost 45 to 50 minutes on talking about clique.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so anyone have still doubt on concept of clique?
Sir, can we say that for B there is the degree is 2?
Yes, for B degree is 2, correct. Whereas for C degree is 1. For D degree is 3.
Okay, sir. So here we'll not use any term like in degree or out degree. Here only degree.
Correct. Because how can you say something is coming in or out? There is no
there is no direction.
Yes, correct. So only degree.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Understood now, sir.
Okay, great.
Yeah, if I connect B and C, then I can say there are 3 cliques here, right? If I am understanding it right.
Okay. No, not actually. That's not, I mean, you're partially correct because say, for example, if I connect this, how many cliques are there?
2.
2 cliques are there, not 3.
So I cannot consider the ABCD, right?
One clique is this ABD and second clique is this one.
ABCD.
There are
if we
2
connect
cliques.
A and C, ABCD is also a clique, right?
ABCD is not a clique because there is no age between A and C.
Yeah, if we connect A and C.
Yeah.
If we connect A and C, then see, if you do this, then the entire graph is a clique. You cannot say there are 3 cliques or 4 cliques. No, the entire graph is a clique.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, otherwise, see, you pick any random 3 nodes, you can call it a clique. Why 3? I can call ACB also a clique. I can call BCD as a clique.
So it means there are 5 cliques in it right now.
Correct, but we do not interpret it that way. The entire graph is clique. That means every subset
it's a connected
of 3.
Graph.
Yeah, it's a completely connected graph. It's a complete graph.
Okay, thank you.
So I can say that if I have the n nodes and the n nodes, each nodes having n minus 1 degree, then I can say that the graph is complete clique.
Yes, it's a complete. It's a clique, or you call it complete graph. Both are same things.
Sir, if we hadn't joined A to C, you were saying there were 2 cliques, but then these 2 cliques had common nodes, right?
Yeah, correct. Now, in this case, now there are 2 cliques, and both cliques have size 3.
And both have B and D as nodes.
Yes, that is fine. That is absolutely fine. There is nothing wrong in sharing those. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else on clique?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Please go ahead.
All right, fine. So let me stop this thing, and now we'll start with standard regular doubt clearing session, because we have done enough revision on graphs. So we'll go with the same order as per the hand raises. So I'll go with Surya.
सर मैं लास्ट पे पूछूंगा, आप सबसे पूछ लीजिए.
Okay, why?
सर मुझे दरअसल फोरम से क्वेश्चन पूछना है.
Okay, fine. So I'll come back to you. The first guy who said I will ask last. Okay, fine. Yeah, Sapna is next. Go on.
Sir, I have a doubt in the lecture.
Okay.
Sir, it is not named. It is in the week 5 above the 5.1. It is tutorial.
Okay. Which tutorial? About above 5.1?
5.9.
Okay. Okay. This introduction to, okay, above 5.1. This tutorial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, I didn't understand what sir is trying to say.
That's me only. I only recorded this. So
I
don't know.
If anyone, please.
What else I can explain when I already recorded it myself? I don't know, but yeah. Is there any particular timestamp where you struggled in this particular thing?
In this video, actually question is not visible properly. So I take the printout then.
Why question is not visible? It's there
No,
at
sir,
the top
it
of
is
the screen, right?
it is visible, but I don't know why I'm stuck in this tutorial. I was like, I'm not able to understand. I saw this tutorial few lots of time, but I didn't get that.
Okay. I'll just give you an idea. I mean, how you should read it, and then maybe you can have another look at
Yeah,
the
sure. Yeah, sure. That might be helpful for me.
Let me present. Can you see these slides?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the same slides used in that particular tutorial.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Yeah. So the thing is, usually what happens is there are multiple questions asked on same pseudocode, right? Sub questions are there on same pseudocode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, we have just put some explanation that there are some multiple books, some 1,000 books are there in library, and this is the procedure which is used to, store those books in particular order. So every time new books come, it has to be put in a right place. You cannot store books randomly in library, right? In library, there has to be some order. Otherwise, it becomes messy and nobody can find book within reasonable amount of time. Correct?
Yeah, correct.
So that same principle is used here, that this particular pseudocode is used to maintain that particular order of books in the library. Okay.
Got it.
So this books is the dictionary. I believe you must have, okay, it's a list or it's a week 5, it's a list. In the procedure given below, the parameter books is a list sorted in the ascending order based on the number of pages. So if you have the smallest book, it will come first. If you have the biggest book, it should come at the end of the list, right?
Okay.
That is how this books dictionary, books list is stored. So if you have 1,000 books, let's say first book is of only 10 pages. It should appear first in the list. And if there is some book, let's say with 10,000 pages, that's the highest, then that book should be at the end of the list.
Sir, what do you mean by the list here? Is it just like a rec?
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine like that. I mean, we are not going with physical storage. We are talking about virtual storage with some data structure. But yeah, you can say a rack where the topmost shelf stores the a book with less number of pages, least number of pages, and the bottommost shelf stores the book with highest number of pages. Whenever new book comes, you should insert it at its proper location as per number of pages. If required, you might have to insert some shelves in between as well if required. Correct? I mean, in physical world that might require. In list, we just simply insert it in between and we assume there is infinite space. But in physical world, you might have to create space.
Yeah, got it, sir.
Right? Yeah. So this particular algorithm is used to find each book's correct location.
Okay. Sir, will you please explain the specified not interested? Yeah.
Not inserted.
Sorry, not inserted.
Inserted is, see, the thing is, I'll tell you. Have you understood insertion sort?
Yeah.
This is insertion sort only. There is nothing else. This pseudocode is the exact code which professor explained with respect to insertion sort lecture. Variable names might be different, or maybe the context might be different, but this is exactly insertion sort code, nothing else.
Actually, sir, after you explain like the books in a arranged manner, like the small number of pages books were in the above, and the higher number of pages will in the last. So for in after listening that, I'll be okay. Like I got lots of points in that. I got it.
Okay. So maybe now you should go back and watch that lecture again. It's small, some 5-10 minutes, right?
I thought it might be okay for me to understand this now.
Correct. So now this pseudocode is there, right?
Yeah.
So with this pseudocode, we have asked multiple questions. So you have this empty list, and in that empty list, you called that particular procedure, which we explained which we saw in previous slide, with Z and some books. Okay, and then we have asked a couple of questions on top of it. That what is the mistake at line number so and so, and I mean, keep going in that fashion. Now we want to insert this particular entry, 12,350. Currently, this is the existing value. On top, with that existing value, I want to insert this 12,350. Then what will be the resultant list?
Sir, I got the question number 2, but will you please go previous question number 1?
Okay.
How can we get the line 12?
Okay. What we are saying, Z is some arbitrary value containing a book's details. Consider the following pseudocode. Okay. Which of the following lines in the procedure insert will be executed during the above call? Okay. Now the thing is, what is the value of this sum books? It's an empty list.
Here it is empty list.
Correct. It's an empty list. So if I make this particular procedure call Z comma sum books, this sum books value will go to this books list.
Yeah.
So now books is an empty list. Correct?
Yeah.
So that means this particular loop will not execute.
Yes, sir. Because it does not have any books inside.
Correct. So where insertion will happen?
If not inserted.
Correct. Not inserted means actually insertion is happening at line number 12, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. That simple.
Okay. If it is not there any book, then we are inserting a book inside it.
Yes, correct. So you see, if there is a book, then we have to go through each row and find out its location. But if it's already empty, we can simply insert it without even worrying about where the correct location is, because any location is correct location when you have only one book, right?
Yeah.
Correct. So it was that simple question.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So now maybe you should watch that lecture again.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Got it. Sir.
And maybe next time I should record it again with maybe even better explanation.
Thank you, sir, for a nice explanation.
Yeah, okay, thanks. So
yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks. So next is Ajay.
Hello, sir. I have lots of doubt.
Okay.
In mock test, we quiz to question number 2, 4.
Have you read the solution?
I think no, sir.
Then you must read that first.
Okay,
there is a detailed solution. Read that. Then if you have a doubt, I am here to answer. Okay.
Okay, we get.
The PDF was uploaded yesterday. We had more than 24 hours, maybe even more than that. When was the closing date for it? What was the closing date and time?
That was 9.
Yesterday night.
Yesterday night, right?
Yeah, 9.
Yeah. So the solution was uploaded immediately after that.
Yeah, sir. It's there. I saw right now.
Yeah. So please go ahead and read that. And once again, I have only prepared that solution. So I won't be explaining you anything different than what is there in that PDF. So please
Okay.
read that. If you still have a doubt, I'm here, Ajay. Okay.
Wicket, sir. I have doubt.
Okay.
Wicket.
Wicket.
Graded assignment.
Yeah, sure. Let
Question
me.
number 5.
Yeah, hold on. Let me switch to portal. Wicket graded assignment question number
5.
Okay. Once again, have you read the solution? No, right?
Yes. Yes, sir. I read it.
Okay. But still you have a doubt?
Yes.
Okay. What is the doubt in question number 5?
So may I?
Yes, Sapna. I think you only asked this doubt and I explained it, right?
Yeah.
Somebody in previous session asked about this doubt and I explained it. I remember this.
Yeah, sir. I asked
Yeah.
this
So Ajay,
question.
okay. So Ajay, maybe you first mention your doubt. What is your doubt, and then maybe Sapna will help you. Ajay, what's your precise doubt in this question? What is your doubt?
Sir, I have doubts, sir, in this. Sir, why option 2 is correct?
Why option 2 is correct? 2 is the correct option. Okay. And that's it, right? Why option 2 is correct? That's your doubt?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sapna, would you like to give it a shot?
Sir, actually, before I thought it has a doubt in making the matrices, create matrices.
And why not option C?
If anyone can create matrices by itself, it can easily be solve this question. I thought.
Okay, fine. So let me explain this. Okay. So Ajay said why option 2 is the correct answer, and then somebody said why 3 is not correct. Who's that?
Oh yes, sir. I asked
Dharmik, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me explain question. I mean, you know the clear difference between what is option 2 and 3, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That part is clear. So now we'll see why 2 is correct and 3 is incorrect. Okay. What is happening in this particular code? Yes, what this books dictionary is?
Books is dictionary of co-authors. Books is dictionary author list.
Books is a dictionary where if 0 has co-authored with somebody else, then that list will come, right? For book 0, the author names will come, right? Serial number represents the book number and the list represents all the author numbers, correct? That means book number 0 is written by authors 0, 2, and 3. Is that how it is?
Yes, sir.
Right? Then what we are asking in this, there is an age between two different authors I and J. If they have co-authored a book, and the age is labeled with the number of books they have co-authored. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So what happens in this case? Let's say this J and K, right? J and K have co-authored a book together, right? That means what in that case, what you will do, you will simply increment that particular value by 1. If J and K are not equal, of course. The thing is, this particular loop, I, J, and K are running from 0 to n minus 1. All these loops are running from 0 to n minus 1. What happens? Let's consider this here. We are talking about, let's say, book. For this, let's consider this particular entry 2, 3. Okay, and we are trying to find the books with the co-authors. Okay, so let's say J is 2 and K is 3, right?
Yes.
Ajay, Dharmik?
Yes, sir.
So J is 2, K is 3. So for 2, 3, there is some existing value. We incremented that with +1. That is how we'll know how many book authors 2 and 3 have written together. They might have written 1 book, 2 books, 3 books, 4 books, 10 books, 50 books, who knows how many. But author number 2 and 3 must have written some number of books together, and that's something we are keep incrementing. Whenever we see this this J and K, right? We say we increment it, correct? But what happens is at some point of time, this JK, this 2, 3 will come again as 3, 2 because of this iteration 0 to n minus 1. And that time you will increment it again. If you do like this, right, as per this third option, what Dharmik is saying.
Yes, sir.
Whenever you are incrementing it for 2, 3, if you immediately increment it for 3, 2.
Okay, sir.
What happens in the iteration 3, 2 will come at some later point. That time you will increment 3, 2 and 2, 3 again. So at the end, you will actually get double the values than what is expected.
Okay, got it.
It's a symmetric matrix, right? When I co-author something with you, that means you co-author with me. It's a symmetric matrix.
We have to connect J and K, compare J and K only once.
Yes. Or else you will have to change this particular condition J. I mean, there is a way. There is a way to do it twice like this. There is a way to do it like this into both things in a single loop. Then this J, K will have a different relation. J has to be less than K. Then this will be correct. If you make J less than K, then option 3 is correct. But when we say simply not equal to, then you cannot make both entries in same iteration. Then you have to do it in different iterations. Because your loop is running from 0 to n minus 1. You're iterating entire matrix, upper triangle as well as lower triangle. So if you make a updation in both triangles in same iteration, you will end up making these updation twice. So ultimately you will get double values than what is actually required. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
yeah.
Sir, I want to ask one thing in that question. Sir, while solving these questions, do we have to make the matrices?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Just have to, visualize what is actually happening. You can simply prepare a picture of this particular matrix in your head. It's sufficient enough.
Yeah.
If you can't do, you can simply draw some rough matrix on paper, but actually it's not required. Slowly you will, that's the logical part of it. I mean, that thought process will improve over a period of time.
Yes, sir. I can make.
Okay, great. Then that's sufficient enough.
Okay. Question number 6, sir.
Okay. What is doubt in this one?
Sir, I think option B is correct, but in the answer sheet, option B is not correct. Why, sir?
Option B, list of authors who have co-authored a book with both
Option D, sir. Option D, sir, not B.
Option D. Okay, list of authors who have co-authored at least one book with either A. Actually, this is a typo. We cleared it with the announcements. It's either I or J, right? I mean, that's how the either or works grammatically. But yeah. But the correct answer is list of authors who have co-authored at least 2 books with both I and J. Okay.
Yes.
No, sir. The correct option is second option, sir.
First option.
Yeah. So the
correct first option.
First option is correct. List of authors who have co-authored a book with both I and J. And what Ajay is saying is last one is correct. At least one book. From where you got this at least one book part? Have we mentioned that anywhere?
Yes, sir. In the solve with us question, similar type.
No, that was different type question. That was not graded question. What we are doing, we are iterating. See, now here you see 4 loops, but still we are iterating over 2-dimensional matrix. We are checking whether, see, we are now comparing 3 different authors.
Sir, if overheads exists,
it will not be appended into the matrix, sir. So even if the person authored more books with J and K, H will not be appended if it's already a member. So the list only has if it's at least one book, right? So that makes sense.
No, that is not what is happening.
So how do we interpret this not member of matrix JK, H then, sir?
See, this part is correct. So if it's already not a member, you add it. That part is correct. Your understanding with respect to member function is correct, but you are making mistake with the graph in general. That is not what graph is representing. What graph is representing is the authors. See, consider, look at this part. From two different authors, I and J, what does the value matrix IJ represent? This, we are talking about this matrix 2. Okay. In matrix 2, what we are doing? We first created that entire thing as a list. I mean, every entry in the matrix as a list. And then we have taken the previous matrix. Okay. We are talking about, I mean, we are still referring to that books thing, and this same example we are continuing on. So what is happening? Now we are talking about 4 different variables, I, J, K, H. So I is just running around for entire thing, but the authors are J, K, and H. 3 authors are there. If they are not equal, then what we are checking? We are checking whether H is a member in JK or not. As in, what we are doing is, let's take this example. Okay. The 3 has co-authored a book with 0 as well as 2, correct?
Yes, sir.
That means the number 3 will be present for entry 02.
Yes, sir.
Whereas number 2 will be present for entry 03. I mean, in the matrix, in this matrix 2. In this matrix 2, I mean, this particular variable, okay, matrix 2. In
Yes,
matrix
sir.
2, in matrix 2, this for 02 value will be 3. I mean, the list will contain 3 because it might contain some other authors, but as we have just this example, right? 0 and 3 both have co-authored with 3. So for 02 entry in matrix, we will have a list containing 3. Whereas let's say entry 2, 3. Matrix will have 2, 3 entry. In that, we will have 0 in that list. That
Sir,
means 0 has co-authored with both 2 and 3. That's
yes,
what
sir.
it represents.
But let us assume books of 1 is like 0, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, like that. Sir,
Okay.
what will be the how will the matrix be updated then?
Okay, so the matrix is updated. I mean, what you said is correct. If it doesn't exist in that list, then we are appending it.
So effectively, H is ordering more than one book with J and K, right?
Yes, correct. See, no. Listen. No, that's not how it is. J and K must have co-authored with multiple people.
Yes, sir.
Not necessary with only one. Okay, let's say who's asking? Rahul, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Rahul, let's say you are J and I am K. Okay, we have co-authored together, but we too might have co-authored with multiple other people.
Yes, sir.
So that is H. So H is running around for all the authors. So we both together will check, okay, have we written a book with Surya? Yes, we'll append it. Then we'll check whether have we written a book with Ajay? No. Then we'll skip Ajay. Then we'll go to Sridhar. Have we written a book with Sridhar? Yes. Then we will check whether Sridhar is there already in the list. If he's there, we will skip him. But if not, then we'll add Sridhar also to that list. So ultimately for us, for that is J and K, there will be a list of all those authors with whom we too have co-authored with.
Okay, sir.
Are you understanding?
Yes, sir, I got it now.
Not at least. With all those authors with whom we have co-authored with. That's why a list of authors who have co-authored a book with both I and J.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you repeat again, sir?
Okay. So, okay, which part you did not get it?
Sir, why both I and J? That is not it.
Okay, so that is what I was explaining to the to other person, right? what is happening? We are finding, see, this is a list of co-authors. That is fine. Right now, for book 0,
Yes.
these 3 are co-authors. Okay. Let's say I am
Yes.
0 and you are
Yes.
2. I am 0 and you are 2. Okay. Who's our co-author?
Yes. 3.
Yes. Who's our co-author?
0,
3
3.
is our co-author. No, I am
Yes.
0. You are 2. Who's our co-author? 3.
Yes.
Right?
3.
3 as a author number 3 is our co-author. But we too might
Yes.
have written book with someone else also. Possible?
Yes, that is possible.
Possible. Then that author might be different
Yes.
than 3. Possible. Let's say there is author number
Yes.
15 and I am 0, you
15.
are 2. We too have written a book with author number 15. Possible?
Possible.
So in that matrix where the 0, 2 cell is there, right? It's a matrix. So whenever there is a 0, 2 cell, in that cell, there is a list. And in that list, 3 was already there. We should add 15 also.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So every cell
Yes.
will hold a list of authors who have co-authored with both I and J. That's you and me.
So shouldn't it be J and K? Because I is the key.
Okay. No. That's not how it is happening, right?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, I want to ask one clear my doubt.
Yeah. Shampa, yeah, just hold on. Let me quickly finish this question. I will come to you. So who asked about J and K?
I'm Sachin. Sachin.
Yeah, okay, Sachin. So Sachin, the thing is that is pseudocode. What question is, what does the value of ij represent at the end? Ij is some arbitrary values. 2 different authors I and J. That is what we are saying. Don't relate this with pseudocode. I can simply say 2 different authors P and Q. What does the value matrix of 2 P, PQ represent? Just variables. Don't relate that with this.
I got it. Got it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Shampa. Do you have question on same on
Yes.
this same pseudocode?
Sir, hello.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, I want to know that in these pseudocode there are 4 loops: I,
Correct.
J, K, and H. 4
Correct.
4 count pointers are there. Okay.
Correct.
I is the row index. J is the column index.
No,
Then,
J is not the column index. That's where you are making mistake. None of them has row or column indexes. I is what? I is in keys of books. So books is a dictionary. It will have some keys, which is a list. So I will hold all values of, all keys will come to I one by one. Are you understanding that part?
Yeah, first we are taking matrix and after that we are rotating it with the list, not with matrix.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah, Shampa.
Actually, most of the pseudocodes there are 3 or 4 loops. Sir,
Correct.
can you actually dry run some small actually?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I will do that. I will do that. Let me finish this question. I will do that.
Then it will be clear for all the pseudocodes. If you
Yes,
dry
yes,
run-
yes. Yes, Shampa, I will do it. But in order to ask your doubt, please wait for your turn. Okay. You have not even raised your hand. Don't break the queue. Okay. There are people waiting. Let's follow this particular manner. Okay. So Ajay, I hope your doubt is clear now.
Yes. Sir, in this your example, 0 to written books 3 or 50.
Yes. So for 0, 2, we will have a list which will contain 2 values, 3, 15. So now you tell me 3 and 15 have written,
yes.
3 and 15 have written books with both I and J, which is 0 and 2.
I and J.
Both, right?
Some case there are written one book. That will be possible.
See, it's not about one book. It's about with whom they have written books.
Okay, got me.
Are you understanding?
got it,
Okay, if you have written only one book, only with me, you have not written. We too have not written book with anybody else. Then in matrix for you and me, which is 0 and 2, it will be empty list. Because we two have not written book with anybody else.
Yes, sir. Got it. Now that is got it.
Okay, great.
Question 9, sir.
Now I will come back to you. I have already asked multiple
Okay,
questions.
sir. Okay, sir. Thanks, sir.
So next is Sridhar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have doubt in practice assignment 5, question number 4, option number 3.
Okay, hold on. Week 5 practice assignment. Have you looked at the solution?
Yes, sir.
Then still
Sir,
not
but
clear?
it is not given there why this option is wrong.
Okay, okay. Question number?
Question number 4, option number 3.
Question number 4, option number 3. This one.
Sir,
Yeah.
what I did, sir, if I am changing the list, suppose I am taking a list 1, 2, 3, 4, and I am applying option number 3, then I am getting a wrong answer.
Okay.
But so from that example, I am clear that why this is wrong. But when I'm using this list for train number 12281, so I'm doing init days. So I am taking initial elements.
Correct.
And last is 2.
Correct.
I am doing rest of days. I am excluding the first element.
Correct.
And taking first. First is 1.
Yes.
2 minus 1 is equal to 1.
Correct.
So this should be correct, sir, because
see, it is correct for this odd example, right? But it will not hold true for all examples.
Yes, sir.
That is the point, right? Whenever we write a code, it has to be generic across all inputs. You cannot write a code specific to any input, right?
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes.
That's the point. That is common across all questions. You should not select an option based on a particular input. It has to be universally true.
Okay, sir. Thank you. It's cleared, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So next is Pratik. Pratik Sonavne.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir, my doubt is general doubt in graded assignment 7, question number 21.
Okay.
So here I'm little bit confused about the exit loop command and return command, and why it is sometimes inside and why it is sometimes outside. And also the second thing is we are using end command, which is executing ending the procedure loop, right?
Where is ending? There is no end command anywhere.
No, in main algorithm, end is ancestor.
In ancestor, yeah, that's the end of the procedure. That's how we write all procedures.
So why exit loop is we are using here?
Okay. Okay. What is exit loop? Do you know how exit loop works? I think that's the place where you are not clear.
Okay. Exit loop will exit from the if loop here.
No, if is not a loop. That is where you are making a mistake. When we say exit loop, it will terminate this loop for each loop.
Okay, but while loop will be continued.
While loop will continue. See, exit loop, whenever there is a statement, let's say exit loop, right? You keep going up. Whenever you see first ever mention of a loop, that loop you should terminate.
Okay.
Right. So this exit loop comes over here, right? In this fill in the code place.
Yes.
You keep going up. Where is the first occurrence of this loop? For each, right?
Yes.
You should terminate that loop.
Okay. If is not loop. If is a condition.
If is a condition, it's a conditional.
Okay.
There is some noise behind you, Pratik.
Okay. Sorry.
Disturbing.
So here
so
return.
that is how exit loop works.
Okay. And what about
return? Yeah. Whenever there is a return statement, that means your entire procedure terminates.
Okay.
you simply return whatever value back to the place where the procedure was called. Your entire procedure terminates. Doesn't matter whether loop is just started or you're about to finish loop or you're somewhere in between, doesn't matter. If there is a return statement, if that statement gets executed, you should terminate the entire procedure.
Okay, sir.
This is
Got
the major difference between these two. And I think with this information, you look at this question again, you will get the logic. It's not that tricky. It's pretty simple question.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So remember this difference between exit loop and return.
Yes. Yes. Sir.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Next is Sandhya.
Yes, I have doubt in mock test question number 8. A is clear for me. B, I'm unable to understand.
Okay, question number 8, right?
8.
Okay. Yeah. This part you're not getting?
Question number 8.
This is 8 only. This is 8. This is 8's first part and this is second part.
Just 1 minute.
No, sir. It is another part.
It's a graph question.
Actually, it is the below that 8 is the paragraph for 9th question. 8th question is different.
Yeah, this is 8th question. So Sandhya,
for me, I'm seeing a graph question.
11th.
New matrix 5, 3.
Is this the one?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Then this is question number 11 and 12. Okay. Which question do you have? Do you have doubt in question number 12, I believe, right?
Yes, yes. Option next B.
Okay. So what is happening? Have you understood this pseudocode?
Yes. For me, it's question number 8. Why for you, it's question number 12? I think, is there any difference?
Are you reading it from PDF?
Yeah, I'm looking at the solution.
Yeah, so solution numbers might be different. So don't worry about this. Same question, same thing. So don't worry about.
Okay, I have doubt. Just now you told solutions is uploaded, so I was going through the solution. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, pseudocode is clear for me, and A is also clear for me, but I'm unable to understand that this B part.
B part as in this question number 12 part, right?
Yes, true. Yes.
Okay, so what we are doing, we created a new variable called new matrix is equal to update matrix M. So update M is what? M represents matrix for this
that part is clear.
Right?
Yes, that is clear. Yes.
Then we call update matrix twice. So whatever
this I am unable to understand what's going on here.
Correct. So we got update matrix. We called that particular procedure on M. We got some result, right? What that result is? What that result is?
There is one connection in between I and J. Common connection is
correct.
K.
So if there is one hop, we added that as a as a 1. So we added that as a 1. So if it's a one hop matrix, correct? It's a one hop matrix.
Yes.
Then we call that update matrix again using that one hop matrix as a parameter. Right now, parameter change. Now we are not passing M again. We are passing this new matrix again, which is actually a one hop matrix.
Yes.
And executing that same procedure again.
Okay.
Right?
Hello, sir.
So now it becomes two hops.
In this question.
Yes.
So now it becomes two hops.
I am unable to visualize actually what's going on here.
See, it doesn't become 2 hop. It actually becomes 3 hop.
How come? Can you please explain me in the graph?
Okay. Listen. I will tell you how it becomes 3 hop. What is happening in this case? You are finding, you are actually going from I to J, and you are finding some K in between.
Yes, that is only the
That is
common
one
element
hop.
between I and J.
That is one hop. That part is clear.
Yes. Yes, clear.
Now, in next case, you are actually finding one hop between I, K and another hop between K and J.
Okay, yes.
Are you understanding? See, earlier
Yes.
your IJ, let's say 0 to 2. I mean, that root is not there. Let's say, okay, 0 to 3. You're finding your 0 to 3 was not there. But then you found this K in between, which is 2. So 0 to 2, 2 to 3.
Yeah,
You found
yes.
your path using one hop.
Yes.
But with that matrix, if you execute this code again, you will find you're ultimately finding what? You're finding K between any two nodes, correct?
Yes, that is new matrix.
Correct. So already you have found 2 as a K between 0 and 3. Now you will find K between 0 and 2 and K between 2 and 3. That is how it becomes three hops. You may or may not require them, but that is what the matrix is doing. It is actually finding 3 hops.
0 to 2 and 2 to 3.
Yes. See, because in next time when you execute it same time, for the second time, your I is what? 0 becomes your I and 2 becomes your J. So you find some K in between over here.
Okay.
Similarly, your 2 becomes I and 3 becomes 3 also, because 3 becomes J. So you find some K in between here. So these 2 Ks are new, but you already had this node 2 as a K. So now you have 3 Ks. That is 3 hop matrix.
Okay, but now you explained it's clear, but while doing the mock test, it's really difficult for me to understand this.
Yeah, and that's the exam, right? That is the exam. That's what we are trying, checking, right?
No, this one is the really difficult one in the mock test.
Yeah, I mean, if it will come in quiz, then we'll not be able to do.
For me, this question took 10 minutes for
I will
solving.
tell you. Okay, listen. Whenever there is multiple hop question, right? And if you are getting confused, whether it's a 2 hop, 3 hop, 4 hop, if that's the confusion, easiest way is to draw a graph. It's a one-dimensional graph. Just draw a one-dimensional graph and try to execute on that. 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and just stop there. And then execute your pseudocode on that graph. And then you will know how far you are reaching from 0. Then you will know how many hops are there. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Actually, yes, sir. I'm unable to draw in the second step, update matrix, new matrix. That's where I struck.
So that is what I'm saying. If you take an example like the way I'm saying, you will not get stuck. You will know how many hops are there. How many hops you're supposed to consider. Okay. This question is based on same lecture which professor talked about, right? Multiple hops. 1 hop, 2 hop, 3 hop. That is what he was talking about.
But those are the direct questions. Now, this is the first time we encountered this type of question.
I mean, at some point of time, some question will come for the first time, right? So better to have it in mock. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't comment whether this question is or similar question is there in final exam or not, but it's better you already saw it in mock, right? Rather than seeing it directly in some important exam. Now,
if
have you
one more
understood?
new matrix 3 is there, how many hops will we expect?
Okay, so if you add one more matrix, right now, how many hops are there? 3.
3 are there.
Correct. So you will add one more hop in between all those. Are you understanding?
Hello, sir.
So you will add 4 more hops into it.
4.
So it will become
seven hops.
It will become 7 hops.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Do we need to make 2 different matrices for this?
No, not required. Not required. It's the same matrix which is getting updated. See, we start with only direct matrix, so there will be multiple zeros in it, right? Most of the values will be zeros and less number of ones will be there. And as we keep multiple hops and hops and hop, number of ones will increase and number of zeros will reduce.
Okay.
The same matrix which we are updating.
Okay, sir.
See, for example, when we consider direct matrix 0, 3, in my matrix 0, 3 value will be 0.
Yes, sir.
But when we execute this, we added one more hop. Because of that, now 0, 3 will become 1 in that matrix through 2. So it's the same matrix. The zeros are getting replaced by ones when we find a connection using multiple hops.
Okay, sir.
That is what is happening.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll move to next person.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
I have also doubt in this question 11 and 12.
Just now, I mean, last 10-15 minutes, we are talking about that same question.
Yes, but not understood properly. So, sir, in this question, update matrix means we are finding one hop. So,
correct. When we execute this procedure once, we find one hop.
Okay. Sir, how A equals to 1, B equals to 0 come?
Okay. So 5, 3, right? That means, see, ultimately right now what we have a matrix 5, 3, with one hop. So 5, 3, 5 to 3, 5, 5, 3, 5, 3 with one hop, that is 2. We can go from 5 to 3 via 2, right? With one hop, there is a path from 5 to 3. So it became 1.
Yes.
Now next is 0, 5. 0 to 5. Is there any way to reach from 0 to 5 in one hop? No, right?
0 to 5, no.
No, with one hop, it's not possible. So answer is 0 for B.
Okay.
In next, it's with 3 hops. Next time it is with 3 hops.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay, I cannot understand. Update matrix means what? That's why, sir. Okay.
Update matrix as in you are supposed to execute this pseudocode.
Okay.
See, this particular logic is exactly what professor has written in his lecture. This is not a new pseudocode. Trust me, this pseudocode is same.
That is not a new pseudocode, but when we are we cannot understand what they are writing.
Yeah, that's requires a lot of practice, and that's why we give you these many number of questions to practice on.
Sir, in this question number 12, there is a three hops.
Yes, 3 hops.
In
Correct.
5 to 3, there is a one hop. So is it okay? चाहे एक हो, चाहे दो हो.
Yeah, so that is maximum. See, if you can reach somewhere with a direct train, why will you go through 5 trains? You won't, right?
Yes, sir.
That is the maximum thing possible. If there is no direct train, you will look for, I mean, for example, in practical world, what you will do, Bhavana, if you want to go from your home to some place, there is no direct train. You will find if direct train is not there, what first thing you will do? You will find some path using 2 trains.
Yes.
If that is also not possible, then only you will look for 3 trains. Correct?
Yes.
That same thing. I mean, if there is a direct edge, why to bother? Now, for example, this one, 0 to 2. There is an edge, right? So 0 to 2 entry in the matrix is already 1. With one hop, we will find 0, 1, 2.
Yes.
But 0, 2 is already 1. Making it 1, 1 again doesn't make any difference. The value was already 1. We made it 1 again.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Sir, clear.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, in the same question. Sir, for example, if we run this update matrix once, let's say, for example, 0 to 3, we get 1. Okay. And when we do the update matrix for this 0 to 0 to, okay, so I mean, what I'm trying to say is, are we not finding just 2 hops? That's what I'm trying to, because you told 3 hops.
Yeah.
Because we link just ik and kj, so we find only 1 in between any 2 nodes.
Correct. But next time,
next time. So how do we add 2? Where does 2 come from?
Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
1 second. Just hold on. Yeah, sorry for that interruption. Yeah. So who was asking that?
Yeah, myself, Jnanasindhal.
Yeah, nice. Okay. So the thing is, what happens in that case? The thing is, right now, let's consider some real examples so that it might become slightly more easier. We are trying to. There is no direct train from, let's say, Chennai to Delhi. Okay. So we found that there is some train, let's say, via Hyderabad. So we found Hyderabad as first hop when we executed once. Till that point, it's clear?
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
That means now I found the path from Chennai to Hyderabad, and then from Hyderabad to Delhi. That is what happened.
Okay.
But now, in next thing, what gives you a guarantee that there is a direct train from Chennai to Hyderabad?
I mean, we did not find any, no? So that's
correct.
Why we go through. Okay.
Correct. So that means what you will do?
We go to Hyderabad and then.
So whatever your one hop matrix is there, you will execute same pseudocode on that matrix.
Yes.
So what this pseudocode do? It finds a hop between any two nodes I and j.
Okay.
That is what the pseudocode is doing.
Okay.
So pseudocode will find a hop between Chennai and Hyderabad.
Okay.
Similarly, it will find a hop between Hyderabad and Delhi.
New Delhi. Okay.
Right. So how many hops are there now?
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, between Chennai and Delhi, there are 3.
3, right? That is what is happening in this code. Every time it finds a hop between the given whatever values are existing available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay. I get it now. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
So,
yes.
So actually, I want to ask, like, the smoke test was took too much time to solve. So for that, what we have to do?
Okay. How much time it took for you?
More than the time given in the mock.
No, that is fine.
Like more than 1 hour. It took more than 1 hour. So in exam, how can we solve?
How many subjects have you? How many subjects you have?
Only
taken?
2.
Which one? CT and
English.
English, right?
Yeah.
You can finish English early and use that time.
Yeah,
for
sir, we can. I can, but sir, I was like, right now, solving these questions in CT. I don't know why I took too much time. Like, I was like, do I have to read the question or do I have to read the options?
Sapna, at least you are better. I'm taking hours together to solve this.
See, this time is something which will vary from person to person, and how quickly you grasp the pseudocode. See, the thing is, you do more as much as practice as you do, right? You will be able to relate the new pseudocode with some existing what you might have seen earlier. When you saw a new pseudocode, you might see, okay, I remember seeing something like this earlier. Now, for example, if some question comes in quiz 2, let's say, where similar looking thing it comes, you will immediately able to relate this with that.
Yeah, sir. I can solve the pseudocode type of question, but the theory questions are these questions
right?
took too much time.
All are pseudocode, right? Where we have theory.
Sir, in the below these questions, so I thought 13, 14. Yeah, this question took too much time to solve.
See,
but although I got the right,
whatever this theory is,
correct.
Right? This theory is just additional explanation on top of this pseudocode.
Yes, sir, but I was like, do I have to read the option or do I have to read in the above questions, not in this?
Yeah.
In the question,
I got confused.
actually, the last question was
I
the
have
easiest one.
less time to solve these questions.
these
Sir.
questions, sir, 14 and 15.
Although I got
Last
the
question is very
correct.
lengthy.
Actually, in this question, nothing mentioned
That's
about
it.
neuter count, neuter sen. That's where I stuck in this question.
Why?
Sir.
What's not mentioned?
This positive count, negative count is mentioned, but newt sen, how it's counted in question, it's not
neutral
mentioned.
sentiment is see, neutral sentiment gets incremented when none of them is greater
Yes,
than or equal to 2.
in the pseudocode it's written, but in the description, question description.
Yeah, so that's why I said it's a combination, right? If one was enough, we would have went ahead with it, right? That's the package deal, right? I mean, this whole thing, pseudocode as well as this paragraph.
In the last sentence, it's mentioned uppercase, lowercase are ignored when checking whether the word belongs to positive list or negative list.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I was unable to understand what Newton is going on there initially.
There is no neutral list. That's the point. There is no neutral list. Why to bother about it? There is no neutral list. This neutral sentiment is just one variable which we are incrementing when we cannot put it in positive. Yeah, actually, this is a short form for positive.
Neutral sentence.
Neutral sentence, you can say like that. Positive sentence, negative sentence, not sentence. I mean, yeah, you can say sentence, but in machine learning,
word count.
It's
word count
about
Sir,
sentiments. Yeah.
This type of question come in quiz 2.
Sorry?
I think that type of question take a lot more time. So that type of question come in quiz 2.
Sorry, Ajay, I'm not understanding what you're saying.
No, actually, solving these questions is taking too much time. So
yeah, it will.
Too much time.
Okay, so that's why you should do more practice.
Come in quiz 2.
See, that's why you need more practice. You have 2.5 more days to keep
question.
practice.
Every line we are compared. Every line we are compared positive and negative list. So you can write every line.
Sir, ये question machine learning से related है ना?
Yeah, it is related to that. The sentiment analysis is a field in data science. It's a separate.
मैंने जब पढ़ा था मुझे भी लगा था कि ये उसी की जैसा है थोड़ा question.
Yes. Okay, so let me move to
one small thing that when we have like 5, 6, 8, 4 weeks are there, can we know something about the weightage or distribution of marks over these weeks? Is it possible to share?
There is no such weightage as such, okay? Because I will tell you why we do not, announce such a weightage. Because the thing is, whenever there is a question based on graph, there is a list, there is a dictionary. Now, how will you put this question under what category will you put this question? List, dictionary, or graph?
Exactly, it is a mixture.
Right. Most of the pseudocodes, if you see, you will see list, dictionary, graph together. That is where the problem is. How even we can't divide this question into a specific category, right? That's where the problem is.
The only motive behind asking this is, can we skip 1 week's content so that we can?
No, we can't.
See, listen, Amrita, don't even think about doing it. List, dictionary, and graph. If you put even a single one of these things on for option, you will struggle as a programmer or a data scientist. These
so
are
5, 6,
very.
7, we can do 8. I'm finding it really very difficult.
Can you tell me? I mean, there are 4 operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Can I put one of them on for option? Can I skip one of them and study mathematics?
No, the problem is now after quiz 1, I'll tell you very frankly, after quiz 1, I have taken 4 subjects. I'm really finding it very difficult to keep a tab on all the 4.
Yeah, that's why every time we tell you, do not take 4 subjects. But you guys don't listen. What can
No, sir, I listened. That's why I took only 2.
Yeah.
It's already 3 years degree now. See, I'm 35. So how many years I should finish if I drag?
Actually, everybody
cannot handle
really take 2 subjects at one time. We have to have our own considerations also.
See, exactly. Everyone should think about his or her own time and ability to grasp things, and then you should take a call at your own level. I mean, there are people who are doing courses even with 1, and there are people who are did with 4, and they are about to finish 1 diploma by end of this term. So
I think
all
after
sorts of people are
April
there.
3rd, I'll make some decision then.
So you should take decision based on your own things rather than what your peers are doing.
Yes. Thank
Excuse
you.
me, sir. May I know how many questions this time will be asked?
I don't know.
You know,
Last
but
time
you
it
are
was
not sharing
more
it.
than
Yeah, I mean,
1 hour.
that's why I'm saying I know. I mean, I know. I mean, I've designed the papers. I know every question, but I'm telling you, I don't know how many
Oh,
questions.
Small hint will be helpful.
You will know that on Sunday.
A small hint will be helpful.
Of course, sir.
No, I mean, honestly, I don't remember because I
No, sir, you did, but
remember
you don't want
everything.
to.
No, seriously, trust me, I don't.
Actually, I mean to
because
ask, like, there are sub questions also been given. Like
see,
last
at least
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. See, 2
Sir,
days
that is
back.
moved aside.
See, 2 days back, I
We need
finished.
to go.
I finished designing your end-term paper. So I've totally forgotten what is there in quiz 2.
At least
Okay.
can you say if it is easy or
yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's
please.
very easy.
Sir, it's not fair at all.
in our angle.
You are a teacher.
Compare it with the mock. Compare to the mock.
No,
Okay, compared to
however you
in-
make
yeah.
quiz 2,
comparison
please
to the
make
Please,
end
comparison
term
to the mock
comfortable.
please,
okay,
sir.
if we compare with
How
mock,
many percentage of question from graph?
okay, see, if you compared it with mock, it's somewhere on same lines. It is equivalent to, I mean, difficulty wise, it is on same. It is at same level.
Then it's
So we can assume to be like.
Sir, that is what
Please make the end term paper
Then we were
considering
shocked.
all the disciplines.
What? I did not get it.
How is the
Non-software
end term?
background, we are not having any software skills. So please consider while making the end term question paper at least, not the quiz.
It's already ready. That's what I'm saying.
So
End
even
term
the
paper is
difficulty
already
level of
ready.
how is the difficulty level for end term?
Again,
Please don't ask the
I mean, this is
random.
quiz 2, right? Why you're so much
Yeah.
interested in
No,
First think about the quiz too.
because if you forget, sir, so that's why.
Yeah, that's cool.
Those
Yeah,
who took
sir,
4
tell-
subjects, I also took 4 subjects, so I'm worried about end term only now.
Okay. See, usually these quizzes, right? Quiz 2 and end term will be again on same line. So if you do well in quiz 2, you should do well in end term also. There is no much of a difference between quiz 2 and end term. But right now, let's stick to quiz 2 and CT questions rather than this extra discussion. We have already passed the time of 9 o'clock. So let me take
one
quick.
more thing I want to ask, like,
Yeah.
Is there any passing criteria for this quiz too? Like, how much percentage do we have
Standard
to?
grading.
Nothing.
Grading is there.
No pass,
grading
no fail.
policy.
Which grading?
That grading pattern. On portal, there is something called as grading document. Just refer to that. You will get to know.
Is
all
it
the
for
grading.
quiz too?
Everything. I mean, in general, for in any particular course, what are the criteria?
I thought you were talking about the qualifier, right, sir?
No, not qualifier. Even for all these exams, the grading pattern is there on the portal. Just you have to go through here, general instructions.
That formula is shared in our WhatsApp group also, Sapna.
Yeah, click over here.
Okay.
Click here to view the document. In this
Sure,
document,
sir.
you will find answers to everything.
I'll go through this.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. So I will come to Surya. You want to ask now or you still want to wait? Because otherwise I'm closing the session.
How much?
Surya, are you there?
ओ सॉरी सर मैंने म्यूट कर रखा था माइक सॉरी
हाँ बोलो
सर वो डिस्कशन फोरम में मैंने पोस्ट किया क्वेश्चन
तो मैं वही पे आंसर कर दूंगा ना भाई will answer is there no
वो डिस्क्रिप्टिव आंसर समझ में नहीं आता मेरे
सॉरी
वो मतलब डिस्क्रिप्टिव आंसर नहीं सर आप ऐसे बता दीजिए
अभी पूछ रहे हैं ना बता दीजिए क्वेश्चन
Then you tell me the question, no? Or do you want me to go read there and answer here?
सर वो मतलब पूरा क्वेश्चन है वहां पे, यहाँ नहीं, मतलब वो पोर्टल का क्वेश्चन नहीं है.
Where you have posted it? On Google Forum or Discourse?
Google Forum.
Where, when you posted it?
सर 7 बजे.
Today, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
टॉप है सर, नुपुर के ऊपर ही है मेरा क्वेश्चन.
Okay. Yeah. What is the reason behind first option? Why it's not correct? Okay, this question is from.
Yes, sir. सर दरअसल मुझे क्वेरी है कि सर जो ऑप्शंस हैं उसमें A और B.
By the way, from where you got these questions?
सर ये मेरे को लास्ट टाइम पेपर मेरे भाई के पेपर से मिला है.
Okay, ठीक है. Yeah, tell me.
सर दरअसल जो ऑप्शन A और ऑप्शन B है, सर आपने क्वेश्चन वो लाइब्रेरी डेटा सेट का खोला है ना?
ये वर्ड्स डेटा सेट का है.
अच्छा, एक सेकंड, सॉरी.
You asked me to open the one which is above Nupur's question.
Yes, sir. सर जो पहला सूडो कोड है उसमें सर एक्चुअली वो ये रहा है कि हाँ हम पर्टिकुलर रो लेते हैं, एक रो लेते हैं और एक डिक्शनरी देते हैं, अपडेट डिक्शनरी. ठीक सर. और वो नीचे जाके अपडेट ऐसे होती है कि सर आई मतलब बेसिकली ये हो रहा है कि जो वर्ड दिया है अगर वो वर्ड में उस वो अल्फाबेट अगर की है पहले से तो हम उसको इंक्रीमेंट कर देंगे वैल्यू से, वरना हम असाइन करेंगे वैल्यू. ठीक.
करेक्ट.
तो अगर हम वर्ड ले लेते हैं मॉर्निंग और मंडे, तो मॉर्निंग में डबल एन है और मंडे में डबल एम है, मतलब मॉर्निंग और मंडे में डबल एम और मॉर्निंग में डबल एन. ठीक. तो सर फिर मतलब मान लीजिए यही 2 वर्ड है, तो जो ऊपर फॉर ईच लूप है ना सर, जो फॉर ईच लूप है वो काउंट ये कर रहा है कि मतलब इफ कंडीशन ये है कि अगर सी वॉवेल है और सी डी ऑफ एन, मतलब जो सी मतलब सी की जो की होगी, डी ऑफ सी मतलब डी ऑफ एन अगर ए से बड़ा है और ए 0 है मतलब ए मैक्सिमम काउंट कर रहा है. ठीक. ओके. तो सर ए में वो वैल्यू आ जाएगी जो भी लेटर वॉवेल होगा और उसकी जो करस्पॉन्डिंग वैल्यू होगी. ठीक.
करेक्ट. या
तो सर जो ऑप्शंस दे रखे हैं उसमें मैंने सही मार्क किया है, लेकिन सर ऑप्शन 1 होने की कंडीशन क्या होगी, मुझे बस इतना पूछना है.
Frequency count of vowel which occurs in maximum number of words in the data set, right?
हाँ सर, अब इसका आंसर भी नीचे वाले वो सूडो कोड में है.
Okay. Frequency count of vowel which occurs in maximum number of words in the data set. Okay. This is not that straightforward question. What you are finding, frequency count of vowel which occurs in maximum number of words. So in order to do that, you will have to keep 5 variables. In how many words A is coming, in how many words I is coming, how many words O is coming. Like that, for 5 vowels, you have to maintain 5 different variables. And then you will have to compare those 5 in order to find the maximum one. So it will not be straightforward code as any of these.
ओके. मतलब सर ऑप्शन 1 करेक्ट होने के लिए हमको मिनिमम 5 ऐसे वर्ड्स होने चाहिए जिसमें वॉवेल्स आ रहे हों.
नॉट नेसेसरी, राइट? जरूरी थोड़ी है. ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि ऐसा वर्ड हो मतलब एक कोई वॉवेल हो जो कहीं नहीं आ रहा है तो वो 0 ही रहेगा. दिक्कत क्या है?
हाँ, ये तो हो सकता है.
The thing is we have to maintain 5 variables, one representing each vowel. So for example, which say it, the first word in our word data set, it was Monday morning. It. I came 1. So you will increment the variable which is counting how many times I came. You made it 1. It was, now was, A came over here. So now you will increment A. Then Monday, MONDAY. So over here O also came, A also came. So for that word you will increment 2 variables. Likewise, you will have to iterate entire data set and each word in it letter by letter. And whenever there is a vowel, you will increment equivalent variable or variables. At the end of this iteration, you will have 5 different values. of these 5 variables, then find max among them. That is your option A.
सर अच्छा यूजुअली मोस्ट फ्रीक्वेंट मतलब क्या होता है, मतलब एक ही वर्ड के अंदर?
Maximum. Most frequent is maximum only. Highest number of highest occurrence.
मतलब हाईएस्ट occurrence मतलब per word की per sentence की per
It
whole
will be
data set?
mentioned, right? It will be mentioned over there. See, if we use maximum every time, it will become confusing. That's why we just use frequency or something most frequent or some other variation of it.
तो सर इस क्वेश्चन के हिसाब से जो ऑप्शन है फ्रीक्वेंसी काउंट ऑफ द मोस्ट फ्रीक्वेंट वॉवेल,
हाँ,
तो सर ये मोस्ट फ्रीक्वेंट वॉवेल पूरे डेटा सेट के अकॉर्डिंग हो रहा है?
Yes, because
क्योंकि
when our loop is, see, our iteration ends when table 1 is empty, correct?
Iteration and is
the whole thing is happening for entire data set, so it has to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. और सर एक क्वेश्चन और भी है.
और दूसरा वाला thread. The thing is, now you have created a thread, so we have to answer it here also. So if your answer is clear, please delete the thread so that I will not have to type everything what I explained just now.
Okay. Sir, no, delete कर देना.
Yeah. Okay. So what is the doubt in second question?
सर सेकंड क्वेश्चन में मुझे ये डाउट है कि सर ए और बी आइडेंटिकल मतलब एक जैसा ऑप्शन है.
A और B. Okay, they are identical, but sequence also matters, right?
मतलब यही रीजन था ना सर, सीक्वेंस ही मैटर है ना ओनली.
Yes, sequence is the only difference. Otherwise, it's same. Yeah.
Okay, मेरा रीजन सही था. ठीक है सर, थैंक यू.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. So one more doubt I will take from somebody who's asking for first time in this session, and after that we'll close the session and we won't be taking new questions now. So,
excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Sapna.
Sir, I want to ask to Surya, like, will you please share that question paper?
It is there it is there in the forum. You can go there and check.
No, sir, that was not the whole paper.
मैं दे तो लेकिन मैं किसी ग्रुप में नहीं हूँ ऐड, मतलब
that was not on the whole paper.
See, that is something you figure it out outside the session, okay?
Sir,
let's not discuss here, or maybe you post it in chat and.
Will you please send it your number, because I am the group admin. I'll join you in the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes. So somebody has raised hand and now it's not there. Okay. That was new person, so I thought maybe I'll ask. Not Surya, somebody else was there. Okay. Anyways.
I am sir. Ajay.
Ajay, you have many questions. So.
Yes, sir.
How many more questions are there?
I think 5.
5. Then better you post it there, or say, listen. We are gonna conduct one more session tomorrow. When the extra sessions which we do, right, using Gmeet, and we announce them on the Telegram group.
Yeah, sir.
So we are gonna have we will be having one more session in that manner tomorrow. So maybe you can ask that time. It's already
okay, sir.
And to be honest, I am also tired.
That time my question will be increased, I think.
Sir, can you please share the timing? What time you are going to take it the session tomorrow?
I won't be doing it. Mostly Rahul will do it, and he will announce on that Telegram group.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sir, before ending this session, will you please wait, because I'm sending the group link in the chat so that some people want to join that.
No, सपना तुम मुझे डिस्कशन फोरम में सेंड कर देना. मेरा पोस्ट है अभी, मैं डिलीट कर दूंगा थोड़ी देर में.
I can't send it on the discussion forum.
Okay. सर थोड़ा सा वेट कर लीजिए.
All right, so we are closing the session, so others can leave and.
Thank you, sir.
And by the way, for others' reference, if somebody doesn't know, the WhatsApp group or whatever they are talking about, it's an unofficial group, okay?
Yeah.
So let me give clarity on that. It's an unofficial group.
सर
या
सर एक जनरल डाउट है, पूछ लूं?
बोलो, अभी वैसे भी मैं वेट कर ही रहा हूँ तो पूछ ही लो।
सर जैसे मान लीजिए ये मेरा फाउंडेशन कंप्लीट होता है,
हाँ,
तो हर फाउंडेशनल में जितने भी सब्जेक्ट्स हैं, ऑलमोस्ट 8 सब्जेक्ट्स हैं।
ऑलमोस्ट
तो
नहीं, एग्जैक्ट 8 है।
अच्छा सॉरी, हाँ
अभी
एग्जैक्ट
तुम
8 है, मतलब
you are a
8।
CT student, you should be aware of almost and exact, you should know the difference.
सॉरी सर, सॉरी रियली सॉरी सर। मेरा कहने का मतलब ये था कि 8 सब्जेक्ट हैं, तो 8 में 12-12 हफ्ते का कंटेंट है।
करेक्ट।
तो सर जो अगला डिप्लोमा सेक्शन आएगा उसमें MLF और एक मैड 2 कोर्स हैं जिनकी मैं वीडियो कभी कभी देखता हूँ सर। वो भी 12 हफ्ते के कोर्स होंगे कि वो ज्यादा हफ्ते के कोर्स होंगे?
नहीं, सारे 12 वीक्स के कोर्सेस है। मैक्सिमम इट्स 12, you will not find any course which is more than 12 weeks.
सर एक और डाउट था सर। सर जो फाइनल ईयर BSc डिग्री का जो सब्जेक्ट्स हैं, 6 कोर्स हैं उसमें, वो आपके यूट्यूब पोर्टल पे
देयर विल बी मोर देन 6 एक्चुअली।
वो इलेक्टिव है ना सर? वो सब तो इलेक्टिव होंगे।
हाँ, बट वो होंगे, वो उसमें से कुछ तो लेना पड़ेगा, ऐसे नहीं कि तुम पूरे छोड़ दिया।
ले सकते हैं, नहीं मतलब मेन कोर कोर्स जो है।
हाँ,
मतलब मैं वही एक बार YouTube प्लेलिस्ट देख रहा था IIT की, तो उसमें सर उन कोर्स के वीडियोस नहीं है। तो सर क्या मतलब इन पर्सन है कि वो ऑनलाइन ही होगा?
नहीं, ऑनलाइन ही होगा। बात ऐसे है कि अभी तक कोई डिग्री लेवल तक पहुंचा नहीं है, तो वो कोर्सेस अभी तक एक बार भी रन हुए नहीं है।
Okay.
Like computational thinking, right now you all are studying computational thinking, right? So
Yes, sir.
computational thinking right now it's happening for 4th time. Okay, like usually in colleges happen, right? When new college starts, it starts with first year. One
Yes,
second
sir.
year, third year, fourth year are not there. So every time a batch goes to next year, next year starts, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, nobody has reached to diploma level so far, I mean to degree level yet. So when somebody reaches there, then only will start those courses, right? There is nobody to learn. Why will teach?
Okay सर, नहीं मैं बस ऐसे ही पूछ रहा था, मतलब मुझे लगा ऐसा।
Slowly, I mean, see, every term after term, students are progressing, but so far nobody has reached to degree level. I mean, obviously because of the constraint, it's not like if somebody failed or something, because you can take maximum 4 courses at a time, right? So
yes sir.
So degree program has, this is the 4th term. So in last 3 terms, if somebody finished, let's say 4 multiplied by 3, maximum they must have completed only 12 courses. Out of 12, 8 are from foundational, 4 are from diploma. And now somebody,
सर
लास्ट
डिप्लोमा में एक साथ 4 कोर्स ले सकते हैं ना?
ले सकते हो, बट मैं बोलूंगा मत लो, क्योंकि even at foundational level it's tough. At diploma it's gonna be even more tougher. Trust me, it's not gonna be easy. More than 2 is gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah, I agreed. I'm done with my work.
प्रोग्रामिंग पार्ट और डाटा साइंस मिला के ले सकते हैं ना? 4
हाँ, मिला के ले सकते हो, बट ज्यादा मत लो, 2 से ज्यादा मत लो, ये मेरा सजेशन रहेगा। If you do not have any absolutely no other commitments, then maybe you can think about 3, but do not at all think about 4.
Okay,
all right, so with that, let's close the session.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, thank you. And if you still have a doubt, as I said, next session will be there and Rahul will announce about it on Telegram, or else anyway the forums are open and you can post there. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night, sir.